Greetings and welcome to this week's magical message. I hope you all had a wonderful weekend and you're looking forward to a really powerful week. So before we get started, make sure that you like and subscribe. And I thank you if you share the video. I appreciate all the energy that you all bring to the space. I appreciate your comments, your likes, and your subscriptions. So let's go ahead and jump into the overview for this reading, or for this week rather. We have Big Mama, 6 of Coins, 8 of Baskets in reverse, Dr. Grant, Bishop C.H. Manson. With Caroline, we have 3 of Baskets with Son of Baskets, and then the 5 of Sticks with the 4 of Nines. Now, I pulled some additional cards just to give some greater detail to the main cards that came up. So Big Mama is the Sun card, and with the 6 of Coins and the 8 of Baskets, when I first pulled these cards, the 8 of Baskets kind of felt like it created a shadow over Big Mama. And what I immediately heard was that whatever this energy is, or this person is, it is one that likes to overshadow successes, or just cause disruptions. Maybe when they come into a space, they just cause there to be some friction or some disruption. Maybe you've been experiencing disruption in your finances. So maybe this is a particular energy that you're dealing with. Or just some undesired movements, right? Even if it's not friction, maybe you've had to make some decisions or some choices that maybe you hadn't really wanted to have to make. Maybe you've had to change the way that you do something or how much you're spending on something. But there's something in here that comes in and it's just kind of adding some friction, or just a disruption. If this is a person, this is someone that you are familiar with. This isn't someone that's brand new, and it could be someone who is from your past. This could be someone who maybe you dated, right? Because in addition to those cards, we also have Possession, Brave Soul, No Ma'am, Accused, Self-Employed, Wife, and True Love. So this could be an old relationship, an ex. This could be someone who maybe they accused you of not doing some things, maybe not doing some things financially. Maybe they didn't want to do some things financially. This could also be somebody's money stuff. Maybe they accused you of some things financially, but their money stuff is coming up. Whatever this thing is, there's some illumination that's coming to the way maybe that they spend money, maybe what they spend money on. But it really feels like maybe, someone was being accused of being that person. So almost like someone trying to throw the blame off, or just trying to throw people's attention away from them. But this person or this energy would be very controlling. So if this is not a person, if it's just an energy that you're dealing with, maybe this is from, just karmic experiences. Maybe these are just lessons that you're going through over and over again, cycles that you're experiencing. If that is the case, then this is a situation where perhaps there was some lack of control somewhere in your life, maybe as a child, maybe as a teenager, but there was some things that you weren't able to control. And so when it came to especially maybe around values, maybe whether this is around things that you value, your morals, maybe your personal self, perhaps this is around, maybe your actual life, how you lived, or, the kind of things that you had access to, or, things that having more money could have, allow you to experience better versions of, right? So maybe this is that kind of situation. And so mentally, you're still carrying some of those same beliefs and responses or reactions to certain situations. And so it is kind of controlling, and not maybe kind of, but it is controlling how it is that you see everything as you move forward. And so even though you may be in a different space, that same mindset has kind of taken hold over you, and it's and it's caused you to move in a way almost like it is like a possession, right? Almost like this energy is sitting over you, and it doesn't really allow you to break outside of that mental space. And then if this is a person, this person could be someone who's very controlling, someone who wants to keep you in a box and wants to define who you are and how you are. And maybe this person, in doing that, they also use that guilt, or, accusing you of having been a particular kind of way, or, doing a particular thing, or saying a particular thing, or maybe not doing one of those things, right? But this definitely seems like it's someone who is intimately connected, or something that is intimately connected with you. Now we also have I am he, and this felt like it was a more of a focus on the pure version of this. The young boy, he's strong, loves to play, he's imaginative, he's confident, he's well known, he's popular. And it's interesting that this would be with Dr. Grant. And so maybe this is someone, or maybe this is you. So take what resonates, but someone who was maybe more outward as a child, maybe they were more confident, maybe they spent more time out, but they experienced some things that maybe caused them to go in. Maybe they became more of like a recluse. They just kind of went inside of themselves with this Dr. Grant card, which is the Hermit, right? Now there could be some things that are being healed from, some things that are healing around the situation, but this could also just be someone who in their experiences have transformed. Now this, like I said, this could be you, or this could be the person who, or the energy that is or has attempted to interfere. Okay, so if you're trying to figure out who this person is, it's going to be whoever that person is who is a recluse. Maybe they're just a little bit different. Maybe they go through a lot of depression, or just episodes of just being to themselves and not really wanting to be bothered. Maybe they're really irritable. Okay. Now we also have the Bishop Sage Manson and Aunt Caroline with promise, moving, contracts, and crystal clear. So there are some things that you're going to be experiencing, and things that you're going to be getting word on, that are divine for you to experience in your life. These are things that, maybe you either felt them, believed them, or had just been putting in a lot of effort and work toward it. So you knew that eventually it was going to pay off, right? So these things that you've experienced, and maybe there were delays on, maybe you just experienced obstacles that made you feel like maybe that wasn't going to happen the way that you needed it to, or maybe the way that you wanted it to. It's like those, you're going to get word that those things are moving. There's some energy behind those things, and they're coming in, right? These are things that can't be disrupted. These are things that are meant for you. So I feel like your energy, your faith, your belief in yourself and in the universe assisting you to move forward is going to strengthen. You're going to be in a space where you're feeling very confident about who you are and what you're destined to do while you're here. But then there could also be some people who are literally, maybe you've been working on like a house, making a move, something like that, but you're going to be looking at those contracts. And it's going to be the one, maybe you've gone through a lot of different, homes. Maybe you've been searching for homes. Maybe you've been trying to figure out, what state or what place is going to be the best place. I feel like those energies are coming together, and you're going to be able to really clearly tell what's going to be the best thing for you. If it's something that you've been looking for. Hey, you've been in the process of trying to eliminate maybe some things, just trying to get a clear understanding of the direction you need to go in. I feel like those things are going to be coming together. So you also have the Three of Baskets with the Son of Baskets, with healing and what's done in the dark, as well as kill in reverse, go away, and travel abroad in reverse. So the Three of Baskets can talk about a collective, a group of people, a relationship that is got a third party included. And then Son of Baskets talks about it could be rare opportunities. This could talk about sacrifices. It could talk about things being done that would be considered, selfless, things that are for another person or other people. So there's an energy here that there is a collective or a community, and this could be ancestral. This may not even be something that comes about from physical people, but it could be physical people. But I'm just really feeling this ancestral energy present. So, excuse me. So what I'm really feeling is that there are some ancestors that are coming together, and maybe whatever it is very special to them. It really took something for them to be able to bring this opportunity to you. Because I feel like they're giving you the most of everything that they have. They're putting these things together to give this thing to you. And so when you receive it, it may come in a way that's really unexpected. There may be some experience or blessing that comes into your life in the most unexpected way, maybe through the most unconventional person or channel. But whatever it is, you'll know that it's them. You'll know that it's that support that's coming in. Now, for some of you, this is a physical group of people, right? And maybe this physical group of people are offering you an opportunity of a lifetime. Maybe it is one that you can't turn down, one that you've been praying for, one that you've been really working towards. And so they've put these things together to help you to be able to do whatever it is that you've been working towards. And so it feels like when we look at healing and what's done in the dark, there's an energy here of all of that work that was put in, all of the things that went in that no one else saw, right? Those conversations that you had with yourself, those arguments that you had with yourself, that time where you were going back and forth and you really weren't sure if you make the right decision or not. All of that time spent, you're reaping the rewards from it. And so there's a healing that's taking place. All the time that you spent questioning whether it was ever going to pay off, the disappointment, feeling maybe rejected, maybe feeling ignored, maybe feeling unappreciated, misunderstood. There are these energies that are coming forward that are like, we want you to feel whole. And so there are opportunities, experiences, and things that are going to be going on that allow these spaces to be healed and you to experience what it is that you have really, really, really been looking for. But I felt that you're destined to experience. These are things that you couldn't run off. These things, you may decide, because of whatever place you're in, that when that opportunity comes, you either don't take it, or maybe you don't realize that it's a real opportunity and you kind of, you just lose that opportunity, you miss it. But you're never not going to run into what is divine for you. And eventually you're going to run right into it to the point where you experience it regardless, even if it takes a couple times. So I feel like this is something that is really destined for you. So then now we're looking at the 5 of Sticks and the 4 of Knives in reverse with I know and sacrifice. So here I feel like there is a shift in energy that's taking place. There is a shift in focus that's taking place. And it's almost like and maybe also realities, because there's an energy of people being unclear of how it is that you have shifted maybe your life, your thinking, the way that you move, what it is that you have. I keep feeling like jewelry, like maybe expensive jewelry. I keep seeing like gold and like watches and that kind of thing. So there is an upgrade in your life, and there are people that are having conversation about how this happened. There may be some gossip. It may be some things that, normally in the past, maybe it would have made you feel some kind of way, but the work that you put into this, what it is that has happened so that you could have reached the successes that you have reached and that you are reaching. So I feel like it's something that you're not really worried about. You're not really focused on. You're really focused on where it is that you're going, because I feel like at this point you've proved to yourself that you can do it and that you have the tools to do it. You know exactly what needs to be done, and it's very clear to you the separation between you and those who have the kind of visions that you have for yourself, and everyone else and everything else outside of you that really just acts as a distraction, if only because they're ignorant of the things that you have been blessed to have vision of, right? So it doesn't even necessarily mean that everybody around you that's going to be in that circle, it doesn't mean that they are not loving or caring people, but it just means that they don't see what you see. They don't have the vision or the space to hold the kind of vision that you're holding. And so at some point, there always is going to be that separation that begins to take place. And I feel like that energy is going to be present. So you're going to be able to see really clearly where you stand with people and who it is that is going to be continuing with you on this journey. Okay. All right. So now we're going to get into the breakdown of the week. So we're looking at the beginning of the week with Dreamer 4 Restoration and the Emperor card with the Ace of Baskets, Son of Nines, and the Daughter of Baskets. So this energy is really bringing in some transformation, or especially around your finances. Maybe if you own a business, maybe, if you're like an entrepreneur of some kind, or just around work in general. And this could also have a lot to do with, your mindset. Maybe you're feeling reinvigorated. Maybe you're feeling like you have the strength and the ability to do what it is that's before you to do, right? Like, so maybe if you needed some additional training, maybe if you needed some just additional resources or knowledge on some things, maybe I keep feeling like, it's something around your understanding, right? Your understanding of something is what is going to allow you to excel. And I feel like there is a balancing that's going to begin to take place in your life where maybe there have been some unexplainable, I keep saying like a topsy-turvy kind of thing, but like this energy that's kind of like unstable, right? Where there had been this unexplainable unstableness, it balances out, right? And so now you're able to move forward. And I feel like that's part of like when we talked about that 5 of Sticks with the 4 of Nines in reverse, that energy, I feel like that energy is kind of playing into this. So so you have the Ace of Baskets there. So there's new life, there's personal fulfillment that's coming in. There could be some kind of new project or new creation. Maybe this is some kind of new work that you're doing, a new job, for instance, or a new business that you're deciding to, start. Or maybe it's not even new. Maybe it's something that you were doing and you've kind of, I keep hearing refurbished, but so maybe one of you or some of you are doing something that deals with technology or something, but there's something there's some recreation happening here, right? And you're recreating yourself most especially, but I feel like you're really going to be experiencing what that looks like in your actual physical life. Now, the Son of Nines and the Daughter of Baskets, I feel like you're going to be getting some word on maybe something that had been an obstacle, a battle, something that you were trying to move beyond, a war. What is that game? Tug of war, right? So there could have been some of that energy present, but there's some good news that's coming around that. And it has to do with the stabilizing energy, right? This energy that's coming in where you have I keep feeling a flush, like you flushed out your system. And so now that you flushed out your system, it can begin to become balanced again. And so expect for things in your life to really begin to even out. Things that maybe you have been working on and just hadn't been able to quite, maybe goals that you hadn't quite met. Just all of a sudden, it's going to be easier to do those things, right? Things are just going to become a lot easier. Maybe even if it's just your clarity around certain things, you're just understanding things a lot more clearly. Maybe, like I said, work, those kind of opportunities are coming about, or you're starting something new. But whatever this is, however this manifests for you, it is a really powerful way to start your week. Now, as we get into the middle of the week, we have Temperance, where loss resides, labor's fruit, and the gift of expression. So, and then the 10 of Sticks. So with Temperance and where loss resides, Temperance talks about balance as well. So again, we have this energy of things balancing out and balancing this Dancer 5, which can talk about an emotional loss, something that you're attached to, something that you really, that really kind of hits you in the heart space. So there's a shift, there's a change that's coming, but I feel like it's the other side of that. It is after that time has gone, after you've gone through the mourning, after you've gone through the mental healing, the emotional healing, and you're ready to, hold on one second. Okay, so when you're in a space where you have, okay, excuse me one more time. So when you're in a space where you have come out on the other side, right? And it's time to start anew. And it doesn't even feel like it's that kind of like when you walk outside and the air is really cold and it's so cold it kind of stings a little bit, right? It doesn't even feel like it's that kind of brand new start. This feels like you've had time to really rejuvenate, really heal, really transform your own mind and the way that you feel about things. So it's like you're coming out on the other side of this experiencing a transformation in your relationships, a transformation in your emotions that balance things out in your world. You have the Maker 3 here, which talks about physical creations, right? These are things that you are putting your focused intent on, and maybe these are things that you've been putting your focused intent into, right? And now finally you've gone through the different stages of try and fail and repeat, right? And now you're really gaining some mastery here with this creation. You have Dancer Princess, gift of expression. So you've also learned to make it your own. You've learned to pull these things together and make them uniquely you, right? And it's when you do that you finally have accomplished something. You've created something that no one else can take because it really is your thing. And you have the 10 of Sticks here, which talks about having reached this accomplishment. The Sticks does talk about the mind. It talks about communication. It talks about overcoming things, period. But especially around the mind and communication and that air energy. Okay, so between the mind and the emotions, when those things start balancing, when those things start coming together in unison and they're really flowing, that is when you experience what might seem like miracle after miracle, or just a magical event after a magical event, where things just begin to fall in place. Things just begin to start to feel really good and right again. And some ways that maybe you hadn't even noticed, maybe you hadn't realized that you hadn't been breathing as deeply, right? And now all of a sudden you're breathing so much more deeply. You're taking time to really experience the spaces when you go outside and you're around trees, when you're around flowers, or when you are around friends or family. You're really present. You're really there with them. And so there's a certain amount of peace that has come over you. There's a certain amount of just internal joy that you feel, and that can't be taken from you, right? That can't be taken by anyone. Now let's get into the end of the week, okay? Because this energy here is really interesting because it has a really healing kind of transformative energy. And so it makes me feel like this is a space where you're really completing a cycle. This isn't something where, you might come back to an experience in a different way. And, you got to get this feels like something major has closed out. Like if a whole layer of your foundation had been removed and something new had been brought in. It's got that kind of transformative energy. And everything feels like it's bringing in some kind of major gift that's going to keep on giving. Like when is it a clown that pulls the ribbons or whatever out of his sleeve and it's just different colors and he just keeps pulling and pulling. It's kind of like that kind of energy, but it's this huge thing, whatever this is. It makes me think about like Santa's bag and how it's just endless gifts that come out of there. It's got that kind of energy. Okay, so the end of the week, we have Maker King, gift of skill, the Justice card with the 2 of Sticks. Then we have Soulmates with the Freeman. We have the Fool card with the Son of Coins. And we have Death with the Ten of Knives in reverse. And we also have the Ten of Baskets that came out. So I feel like there's some conversation that's happening. There's somebody I feel like that is going to be interested or curious on how it is that you've accomplished something. I feel like this is someone that's not in your inner circle. I feel like this isn't even maybe someone that you had really personal conversation with. This is someone that's maybe some kind of authority figure or someone that's achieved a great amount of success in something, but you kind of pique their interest. So I feel like they're going to be asking you some questions or just curious about you. You know, you may have their attention towards the end of the week. But there's something here, especially I feel around work, that is really spinning in your favor here. I feel like the pendulum is turned, is swinging back into your favor here. I feel like something really amazing is going to happen. Someone could be getting a new position. Maybe they could be getting a promotion, and maybe it's something. Maybe they're like jumping really high up in whatever position they have. Like this feels like a major increase, or whatever recognition they're going to get from this is going to lead to a new position or something else that they're doing that's going to change their lives, change how they're experiencing their lives. I feel a lot more freedom. So like this could allow for like maybe more time with time with your family or your friends, more money. But I also feel like it's just the confidence or the feeling of being in that position. It feels very freeing and very powerful all at the same time. It's a really amazing space to be in. I'm really excited to see what that looks like. Okay, so we have the Soulmates card with the Freeman, and it's interesting because we have the Fool card. The Freeman is the Fool card as well, but we have two Fool cards that showed up in the end of the week. So there are going to be a lot of maybe surprising, but also opportunities to take some leaps of faith. And also overcoming some things, or having reached a graduation point where you have overcome some things that many others wouldn't have overcome. But things are really moving in your favor. You have the Soulmates card with the Son of Coins. The Son of Coins talks about planning, about putting things together, making sure that you really have gotten yourself organized. So you've planned this thing out so that it works the way that it's supposed to. And the Soulmates card brings those energies together. So something has definitely been planned. This new space that you're in, you may have not always felt the organization that was there, but you have been being guided, and you instinctually, whether you realized it or not, have been moving according to the plan. You've been moving according to the right time, showing up right where you were supposed to, doing what you needed to. Regardless to what it may have felt like in the moment, you've reached each checkpoint you were supposed to reach. So I feel like this is something that's well deserved. This is not something that they're just handing out because you did good today. This is like you have put in your blood, sweat, and tears into whatever this thing is that you've been working towards. And this really could just be around you being the kind of person that you are, the kind of mindset that you have, right? Maybe you haven't been working on some major, huge goal. But whatever it is that you've been working on, it is well deserved. You've been putting in the work to reach it. Now we have the Death card with the Ten of Knives in reverse, and I feel like that energy is bringing an ending to some of that suffering that had been present. You've learned your lessons here. So Saturn has come full circle. You've taken the knowledge, you've taken the blessings, the gifts, you've taken the things that you've learned, and now you're ready to move on to the next space. And then you have that Fool card with the Ten of Baskets. That Ten of Baskets talks about family, large groups of people, especially people that you're close to, people that you have more of a close, more intimate relationship with. And so now maybe this thing, whatever this thing is, allows you to change your relationship with your family, or the kind of relationship your family has with the world, your lifestyle, how you live your life, the kind of things that you do, maybe opportunities that come available to you. I feel like, there are going to be some people I feel like are going to be traveling. I keep feeling like some place that has snow, maybe like Europe or something. But there are going to be some people that are going to be traveling as well as a result of this. And I feel like it's not just this one place, but for whatever reason, maybe this is the first place that they've ever been, maybe out of the country. But I feel like it's cold. I feel like it's like in Europe somewhere, or someplace that has that same kind of feel to it. So maybe if the culture has a lot of people that live there that are from Europe. But I feel like this is going to really be an expansive moment. I feel like even if you're not traveling outside of the country, I feel like there is a mental expansion, even though this is the Ten of Baskets, which talks about the emotions and relationships. I feel like there is a mental expansion that happens because you're experiencing something that is so far out of what you've experienced previously that it's like the world just opens up to you. So that means that next week is going to be really, really amazing. But with that, I'm going to go ahead and really close out this reading. I hope that you all really got something from it that really resonated, that really helps you to move forward this week and really take advantage of the energies that are present. Okay. So with that, thank you all for liking and subscribing. Thank you for sharing. If you share your comments, if you share your thoughts, I appreciate your comments. I appreciate your energy. And with that, we'll talk again next week. Thank you. Bye.